Rush Duels are a Japan and Korea exclusive spin-off game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Designed to be a simplified version of the OCG. In Rush Duels, there are only 3 monster and spell/trap zones. Both players can perform any number of normal summons and draw back up to 5 cards each turn. In this series, me and the TheDrAlex will progress through each Rush Duel product release and build decks with whatever cards were available at that time. The twist? We will be drafting characters from the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's anime and will have exclusive access to those characters' boss monsters. Join us as we learn how to play Rush Duels in this series, Rush Duel Character Draft. Today we'll have access to cards from the first Rush Duel booster pack, Hyperspeed Rush Road. This set contains good generic cards like Hammer Crush, generic spell trap removal, Thunder the Lightning, who can weaken monsters, Darkness Approaches, which for the steep cost of 2 cards from your hand can change a monster to face down defense, and Defensive Dragon Mage, which can protect monsters from being destroyed by card effects. This set also contains cards that will boost our current deck's strategies, like Seven's Road Witch, who can special summon Seven's Road Magician from hand, the 2 Sports Dragons, Setupper and Upsetter, who can special summon each other from the grave, and Karibot, who can add extra copies of itself from grave to hand. We'll also have access to our character-specific cards, Brave of the Dawn, Lidacross for me, and Dragonic Slayer for Alex, who will also gain access to the first Legend card released, the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Players can only include a single Legend card in their deck. This set also contains 5 new boss monsters for us to draft. 3 belong to characters Romin, Gakuto, and Menzaburo, with the last 2 being generic, which we will be drafting as a package deal. Prima Katana of the Colourful Light is able to pay 1000 life points to give all face-up monsters the player controls 300 attack for each monster the opponent controls until the end of the turn. Yami Ruler, the Dark Delayer, is able to change to defense position the turn is normal summoned in order to prevent both players from tribute summoning level 7 or higher monsters as long as he remains face up. Masked Fiery Noodle Jonin Gokboot is able to send the top card of the deck to the graveyard to give all pyro monsters the player controls 100 attack for each normal monster in the graveyard. Warfish Shark Megalon can send a water monster from your hand to the grave to change 1 defense position monster the opponent controls to face up attack. And Max Raider is a vanilla 2400 attack warrior monster. Since Alex lost last week, he drafts first.
I will go with Prima Katana.
I think I'm gonna take Yami Ruler, because that way we both have a main character.
Yeah, go on then, I'll take the Gokboot.
Alright. And then obviously that means I'm now stuck with Warfish, Shark, Megalon, and Max Raider. This is the first deck that we'll be bringing to today's game. So this is an edited version of the Yuga structure deck. There aren't that many changes in here because the deck's pretty solid as it is, but we have included 3 Seven's Road Witch. We also have Fire Golem, who is a spellcaster, which was quite surprising. I thought it was going to be a Pyro. Next up, we've got Defensive Dragon Mage. I'm not sure how useful this card's going to be, but we don't have very many good light spellcaster options anyway, and we want to be playing lots of spellcasters primarily for all of our spell and traps that require us to have spellcasters, and we want to have different elements for Seven's Road Magician, so he's getting the slot. There is a few cases where I think it might be useful. I know Alex has the trap card that can destroy one of our monsters, but I do think this is actually better for Alex since it can help him get around our Dark Liberation. Other than that, we've just got basically the same. I mean, we're gonna game plan's quite simple. Get out Seven's Road to bash over his big guys, and Dark Liberation hopefully takes care of everything else. I mean, this trap card did us well last time. Hopefully, it will do us well again. All right, this is the second deck we're bringing. So the only deck building restrictions we actually had this week was that we couldn't use our boss monster from our starter decks in either of the 2 decks that we're bringing, which means I can't use Seven's Road Magician in this deck, and Alex can't use Dragears in his second deck. So originally I had built a deck that was basically just a slightly different version of the other one. It had all the same spell and traps because they're just by far better than the spell and traps we've access to from the first booster set. And then I was looking at it and thinking, this is just going to be the same game twice. Like, I'm just going to be playing the same deck twice. So I thought, I'm going to put in no cards from the starter deck. And that's how we kind of came to this. So I'm not expecting this deck necessarily to do well, but hopefully by playing it, we'll learn something. We've also increased the number of tribute monsters we're bringing, because I'm not entirely sure yet what the best ratios are going to be. But we're bringing the 3 Max Raiders, 2 tribute, and the 3 Yami Ruler. And light across. So we've actually got 9 2 tributes. I think this is probably too many, but I want to try it just to see how it feels. I'm not expecting the 9 tributes to go well, but we'll see how it goes. And then we're also running 6 1 tribute monsters, being the Sonic Jaeger and the Hilt the Noble Arms Bearer. We've then got some other kind of generically good cards, like I think Thunder the Lightning is just a okay card. We've also got this package. We've got the Dragon's Upsetter, the Dragon Setupper, and Currybot. And the whole point for these cards is these help me get out lots of monsters, which hopefully I can use to tribute. So if the game goes our way, we'll be summoning a bunch of these, keep using their effects to bring them back. Currybot can put extra copies of it back in our hand. Because it's Rush Duel, we can normal summon them instantly and then just immediately tribute them. And Dragon Upsetter and Dragon Setupper can keep bringing each other back from the graveyard, which means that'll give me 2 tributes for another true tribute monster. Our spells, this is probably the best spell I've seen so far, Hammer Crush. Send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard to destroy 1 spell or trap your opponent controls. Obviously, there are better versions in the other 2 decks, but I'm actually wondering if the discard might actually be helpful just to get the big high-level monsters out of our hands. Darkness Approaches, again, this is a really steep cost. Discarding 2 cards just feels very heavy, but changing something to face down defense, a lot of Alex's dragons have low defense, so we should be able to just walk over them. And Gust is, again, we're just kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel to find any other spell traps that we could use, and we kind of just ended on this. There will be certain times, I'm sure, when we just set Hammer Crush or Darkness Approaches because we don't want to use our hand. And if any of those cards does happen to get destroyed, then we can use Gust to pop something else on the field. Again, I'm feeling a lot more confident in the Spellcaster deck than I am in this deck, but I mean, we're going to try it out. We'll see if we can learn something new, and hopefully deck building will be better in the future because of it. All right, good luck, have fun, buddy.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh, hey. I don't even know if I want to go first, though, you know. I always feel like when you go first, you build a board, and then you just kind of sit on it.
Yeah, I get that. That's how I was feeling when I was playing Gladiator Beasts the other week. Well,
I think I'm going to opt to go second and just try this out.
Okay.
Oh, that's a big bird. We've got here Dragon's Upsetter. Monsters. Okay, we're going straight into Prima Gitana, the Shining Superstar.
And
It's only got 2200 attack, so unfortunately that might be too much for this hand. I will activate, discarding
Ooh.
2 cards to change this to defense.
Activate my trap card. Dragon
Let's actually
encounter.
summon another dragon, right?
Get me the Fire Guardian out.
Oh, we will attack. Oh, you and your big bunguses, God. Oh, and we got Mountain. The first field spell we've seen. Oh, look, this artwork's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't like how... Oh, it made my guy stronger, at least, I suppose.
Oh yeah, because you guys Thunder.
Thunder the Lightning. Going all in with the setup as an upsetters. Oh, yeah, Dragonic Slayer. Ah, you need level 7.
If you have, yeah, it's a shame it's not like 6. So I feel that's more required.
Well, that's probably why, because otherwise it would be nuts, right? What is our play here? Unfortunately, your guys are huge now, which is not really what we want to see.
That's what I like to see.
We do have a play. Alright, I'm going to normal summon. Activate his effect by discarding a card. Or weaken your big guy. Then play Setupper on my own. The question is, do we summon this as well? I don't think there's a reason to hold on to it. We'll tribute both. check over this. Behold, Max Raider. I can't in all honesty tell you that I really like this card, but it is kind of cool being like, it's Axe Raider, but bigger.
Do this. Currently spend that
What did you discard? You discarded another mountain. Okay. Oh, yeah. Is it Drag Ears? This looks like a Drag Ears play. Oh, no. That's another Dragonic Slayer. Okay. This ain't going too well for me already. I need
That's the power of
draw...
dragons.
I need to draw something amazing. Alright, I can normal summon this. Activate his effect. Then I'll sacrifice both of them. Question is, do I use its effect? I don't think I'm going to. I'm going to summon this. Tribute summon this. Activate the effect. To boost this guy. Set this. Go battle. I'm just going to attack over.
Alrighty.
I think if you've got a Drag Ears.
Set. I mean, I got something way cooler than a drag is.
Or was this something else new?
Kaboom!
Then the correct play is definitely to put it in defense mode. God, 32.
I don't think anything gets over this.
Yeah, my hand is pretty rough. I think maybe we're seeing a flaw in our deck building here. I'm pretty sure I just don't have anything to do here, so that's my turn.
Okay. Well.
Yep, Blue Eyes White Dragon's pretty big.
So, awesome. This is effect. Let's go to battle. And swing. And finish it.
Yeah. GG,
Nice.
buddy. Right, we'll go first this time. That seemed to work out quite good for you. Right, we'll set. We'll set 2 more. Pass it over. Ooh.
When we break
harder than I did.
Oh boy, do we break hard.
What's my, like, best play here? I could do that. End on those 2. Or... No, that won't work anyway. Yeah, so I think I have to do this. So I will summon this. Summon this. Should be both the Max Raider. Summon Bird. Then I think I'm just gonna summon another one.
Oh dear.
Get in for Big Damn.
Oh.
I'm assuming you've got nothing but tribute monsters in hand.
Two sixes, two sevens.
That's similar. So in our last game, obviously you didn't see it, but my hand in that last turn was 4 double tribute monsters.
Ooh.
So yeah, I feel your pain.
Great.
Right, let's activate this.
At least that was your last hand, not the first hand.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's get rid of this and see. Oh, I think I just hit the jackpot there.
Yeah, you did.
What does this do? Guess I'll tribute to this. Use this effect, because why not?
Yeah, I'll just hit this.
Let's hope that there's less bricking. I think it's a really interesting dynamic though, right? Because obviously we're both fresh to this. Like, we haven't looked up any kind of like tournament deck list or what other people are doing. We're just going completely fresh. So we have no idea how many level 7s we're supposed to have. We have no idea how many tribute monsters in general we're supposed to have. And like, part of this is discovering that and just trying to work it out for ourselves. Like, once we finish this, like once we played every single set, I'm gonna go and like look up like what people are using in like tournaments and shit. And just be like, oh wow, we were really wrong. Or, oh man, we got it spot on. Oh, Prima Katana.
And...
One card in hand, but your face down could be your annoying card that annoys me. The Summon a Dragon. So I guess we'll open with Hammer Crush. See who it was. I've just realised that the monster I want to summon doesn't have many attack points. I've also realised that I don't think I can actually resolve his effect. So...
Ooh. Well, do that. Normal summon.
Oh, dragon setupper.
2 creatures. Activate piercing.
Oh god, not piercing. Oh, you can use the effect. Ooh,
Oh, the fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to try and be on top of remembering this. Well, I have no cards, so I just have to hope I draw into something that can actually beat this. Okay, we have an out. Summon this. My question is, how do I want to play this? I'm going to have to discard anyway. Then normal summon this. Set a couple. Alright, so this is Sonic Jaeger. So for no requirement, I can give you 1,000 life and gain 1,000 attack, which does put me over your Prima, but I still can't beat Faithbird on the crackback. Well, that's one threat dealt with. Unfortunately, I don't have much of a board to speak of.
Well, I will start by crushing.
But which one do you want?
That one.
Oh, you got my Darkness Approaches.
Normal summon.
Fire Guardian's back.
Fire Guardian and another Faithbird.
Oh god, another Faithbird.
Let's go to battle. Swing.
3,000 to Dome. It's fine. It's fine. I'll draw an out. Don't worry about it. I think this game, more than any of the others we've played, I'm starting to understand the value of having cards in your hand. Just discarding them willy-nilly feels really bad.
Yeah. Especially when a lot of the requirements require you to, like, discard to graveyard.
I'll activate this. Pitch this to get rid of this. Karibot. Karibot. And then I will activate his effect.
So I can't tribute summon.
You can't tribute summon level 7 or higher. So no Blue Eyes, no Drag Ears, no Dragonic Slayer. Oh, back on the mountain.
Let's Hammer Crush. Get rid of the spare mountain.
Could you stop passing the back row?
Yeah, I guess I end because I can't hit over 2500.
Now I'm in a weird predicament, because if you go into a Blue Eyes, or if I swarm the board and you go into Katana, I get screwed. Activate. We will pitch this, I think, to get rid of this. Put us back to attack. We will summon this, and then tribute for this. Activate the effect.
Neat.
Set this, go battle. We will attempt to attack over this. And then get over this. And that's it.
Okay.
Let's see if you can break this. Probably can.
Also, get a trainer.
Ooh, okay, so you beat over my whole board by the look of this. Assuming you got two other monsters.
I'll summon. Activate the effect.
Okay.
And
So I lose two. So I can still make a comeback if I draw well here.
and it.
I think that's the best I've got. Problem is I don't want to be left with my pants down.
Especially on 800 life.
Exactly. That's the problem. I can clear your board, obviously depending on what your face down is, but if I leave cards in attack mode, I could just lose. I'm going to set and set. Tribute.
I'll activate my trap card.
Okay, he's too weak for me to worry about. Set, go battle, attack over Katana. And then I'm kind of at your mercy. If you get another Katana, I'm in a really bad position. You get Blue Eyes. It could also be a bit rough.
I'm a crash.
Okay, at least that's two cards out your hand.
Get rid of your back crash.
You've got rid of a 1500. Your hand must be good then.
Normal summon.
Yeah.
Katana. Faith
My
Bird.
whole board. Again,
Use the effect.
I'm still not out, right? You can do 700. And then if I can make another one, I don't even know if I have another one left in my deck.
Oh.
Yeah, alright, I'm going to do the only thing I can, which is set. Tribute summon. Activate the effect. Go battle. Trade.
Ooh.
I mean, if you draw a monster and can beat over my two, then I'm dead anyway, but this was the best chance I had.
Yeah. Well, 1500?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was extremely unlikely you weren't going to get a summonable monster.
And shit, I've gone to battle without using her effect. Ooh.
Oh, GG, man.
Okay.
Now, I'm going to assume that since you had Katana in that deck and I didn't see a Dragears, that was your Katana deck, and now we're going to go on to the Dragears deck.
Maybe.
Well, I think you probably have a similar vibe with me, so these are both going to be our upgraded starter decks. Always gone for the first.
Set. Awesome. End.
Alright, I will have a long, hard think about my life decisions. Okay. I guess we're gonna do this. We're gonna normal summon the fire golem. The card we thought was a pyro, but it isn't.
Activate my trap card and get out Dragius.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. I don't like it, but it's okay. Get out the boy. We'll activate. Pitch to give him a boost. Set a back row, go battle. And we'll get over that pesky Dragius. Now, the fact you still have a card in your hand tells me it's probably another 2 Tribute Dragon. So I'm probably going to get beaten up no matter what here. Oh, are we using the Phoenix?
We certainly are.
So we're trading the defensive Dragon Mage for the Dragiz.
And we will tribute 4 Dragius. And
Ooh.
Fire Guardian.
Are you going to use Dragiz effect?
Oh, no, I've forgotten.
Well, it makes you feel any better. I have this.
I'm fine with that.
Which means your Dragiz effect was kind of a bit redundant anyway. Alright, we're going to summon a cat. We're then going to summon a girl. I'm going to activate her. We'll pitch this. Get 7's road out.
Nice.
We'll activate him. And we'll set. We'll then go battle phase. Oh, we actually managed to clear. I haven't got any back row though, so I can't just bluff you with my overpowered trap card.
Oh dear.
Oh, we're on Lesser Dragon. A minor dragon incapable of breathing fire. Oh, he's back. Gravity press.
Activate him to drop that. Lower him.
Oh, drop dragon.
And swing.
2 back row though. I can only assume you've got your the one that lets you summon a dragon when I summon a card. Alright, we will summon.
You are absolutely correct.
Oh,
Say hello to the blue eyes.
oh. Alright,
Get over that.
I basically need 7's road out of this. Alright, we'll discard this. It's not exactly ideal. Alright, we will get rid of this first. Activate the effect. Pitch. Change this to defense.
Okay.
And then we just did that to try and get our hand a bit lower.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, switch it back. Tribute.
Oh, he's back. It's your Ace Monster Fire Guardian.
And what's the dragon?
Oh, Les is back as well.
And we swing.
Ow.
Let's see what the face down is.
It's my defensive
Alright, an end.
Okay, we have stuff. Not great stuff, unfortunately. I want to activate this regardless. I'm just trying to work out what I want to do with it. I think I'm going to activate it. And get rid of this. I'm going to set 2 back row, and pass.
I will set tribute. And go to battle.
You've activated my trap card. I have to work out what I actually want to put back into my deck. Guess this is always a good one, and I could just do another one of that.
Now you've activated Reward of Tyranny.
Special summon 2 monsters from your go. Oh god.
Come back out, Blue Eyes, and Fire Guardian.
Well.
And the battle continues.
I mean, I got you to use a trap, right? So at least that's something.
And
I think.
ooh. Okay.
I mean, what are you doing just staring down at Blue Eyes?
Activate this. Yeah, I thought it might be. We will almost summon Tribute. Use as effect. Get rid of the other one. Almost summon Phoenix. Use his effect. Yeah.
You're going for?
Back the Fire Guardian.
Okay. Builds the big bungus board.
And yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll draw something good. Ooh. This is a bit interesting. Right. More summon. Use the effect. Pitch your card. Set. Summon this. Set. Activate the effect.
900. Okay, let's rid of
Get rid of this
Blue
menace.
Activate this.
Oh, please
Get rid of that. Yeah, there we go.
I don't have all these. Well, I do have these cards. I need to rely on my traps. You don't have to rely on yours. Not fair.
You need to get out 24.
Listen, right? We're friends, right, Alex? You know, you wouldn't. you wouldn't. You wouldn't kill me, would you? Right?
Sorry, everybody, but I'm thinking of killing you. Set that. Go to battle. That needs to hit over that. That hits over that.
I'm going to be on 200 unless you got something.
Yeah, that's all I got at the minute.
Alright, well. And we have to just go for this, right? Here it comes.
Yep. Whoop. Discard a card to destroy 7 rounds.
I'm actually dangerously close to decking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this one it just felt like I just couldn't get over your big guys, and specifically Blue Eyes just felt like he was just on the board for a few turns, and I just needed to draw Seven's Road or a trap to out him.
Good battle swing. Is it?
Aha.
What do I think it is? Oh.
Okay, let's go with this. Right, we'll use our Mystic Dealer's effect. Then we can use our Mystic Dealer's effect. Then do this.
Okay. Well, normal. Oh.
It's the bird.
So,
And the bird is the word.
I guess.
Don't forget to use his effect. Ah.
Yeah. It's fine. Don't need to wipe your board.
Alright, I will flip some of this. Normal some of this. Activate. Discard this to summon this. Normal some of this. Set. Activate. And this is my big bungus board. It's not as big as your big bungus boards, but it's not bad.
Yeah, that was definitely something else. I've only one way of dealing with it.
Yep, that'll do it. Third comes back. Third's effect gonna go off.
Activates effects to get.
Ooh, a little weak boy.
Get some damage in.
Right, do we draw something good? Ooh.
You brick? Oh no.
You know when your hand is like almost good, but it's just crap?
Yeah. Right. Activate Heat Flash. Let's get rid of that. Summon Lesser Dragon.
Oh my god, you have... Well,
That.
yeah.
Summon.
I mean...
Ah, yeah, there we
I
go.
gotta try and stay in. The question is, what do I put? I need a summonable monster, so I'm just like, do I just put back all of my regular monsters just to hope that I draw something I could play? Alright.
We only draw the one, right?
Oh my god.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, I get 2 draws next turn. Assuming there is a next turn.
Let's battle. Swing. Swing.
You didn't play any back row. Alright. Oh. We'll summon. We will... I guess activate, because otherwise this card's going to be doing nothing.
Oh.
Seven's Road Magician. This is my one combo. What are you on? You're on 32. So I can do 500 there. I can do 1,500 there. So I can do 2,000 damage. Yeah, I think we're just going to battle here. Get over your guardian piece of crap. Thing is, if you summon... I guess you'd need a Blue Eyes. You need 3,000 to be able to hit me for 14. Assuming my back rows are all duds. Oh, no.
Special summon. For...
Go for discard.
Next effect. What's the... It has to be... Fire Guardian.
Fire Guardian.
2100, does it get through?
And we have this, but it's not enough.
Oh,
Oh, you got it, buddy. 2-0'd me this week.
yeah.